be doing another one of our hip opening sequences, and this is going to be our last one for the set. We're going to do a reclined or supine hip opening sequence. We're going to start out on the back. Something to get, if your hips are a little bit tighter, you might want to grab yourself a strap, a scarf, maybe a yoga strap with a little buckle on it, anything that's going to be able to wrap around your foot so that you can hold on if you can't quite reach with your hand. So for today I've chosen a pretty little scarf because it's fun. And for our sequence today, Bella is going to be our supervisor. Alright, so we'll start down on the back. Put your strap somewhere that you can reach it pretty easily. Roll down. We're going to start out in my favorite opening pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, so a reclined bound angle pose. Bringing the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to open out to the sides. Settling the shoulder blades down onto the mat, and then just dropping the hands out to the sides. Taking a few deep breaths here, breathing into the hip joint, letting the knees feel heavy on the exhale, opening. There's a lot of different things that you can do here with props. If you have little sandbags, you can place them gently on the inside of the thigh and then hold this pose a little bit longer, maybe like you would in a yin practice, to get that deeper hip opening. The sandbag is just going to add a little bit of weight so that gravity can help naturally deepen your hip opening. We'll take a few more deep breaths here, still trying to get that release in the hips. Now let's reach the hands down and use the hands to help the knees together, bring the soles of the feet down onto the floor. We will straighten the left leg out. So we're going to do this sequence just on the right side. If you want to repeat after, you can do the left side. So always make sure that you keep yourself balanced. You want to practice everything on both sides. I'll take my strap, making sure that it's even. And then I'm going to lasso the ball of my foot, so just below the toes. And then we'll start out opening up the hamstrings to prepare for this. Reaching up through the back of the leg, up through the heel. First we're going to take the strap in the left hand, so opposite foot to hand. Keeping the lower back flat, I'm going to start to draw the leg across, stopping as soon as I feel like the lower back wants to lift up. Put a little pressure on your strap to draw the foot toward your head. You're going to feel that opening right here in the outer hip. Now let's go a bit deeper. You're going to allow the lower back to lift up off the floor. You're going to roll the foot all the way over, coming into a twist. You can open the right arm out to the side. Still trying to draw the strap up toward you gently, and you'll feel that deepen the stretch around the bottom of the hip. Take an inhale, pull yourself back up to center, draw the foot toward you. And then we're going to switch hands. Take the right hand onto the strap. My left hand is going to come onto the front of my left hip. And I'm going to press down with that left hand to keep myself grounded, to keep the sacrum and the lower back flat on the floor. We'll use our inhale to open the right foot out to the side. Still using the strap to draw the foot up. And it's going to depend on your inner hip flexibility. You might be able to lower your leg all the way down onto the floor. If you're not quite that flexible yet, you're going to use the strap just to hover wherever you find a good opening. Let's take our next inhale, make our way back up, drawing that foot in. On your exhale, you can release the strap, dropping the foot down, pull the knee into your chest. Now taking the right hand onto the front of the right shin, left hand onto the front of the left hip, I'm going to open the 2 points apart. So this is really similar to that adjustment that we did when we were in tree pose and standing, trying to make distance between the left hip and the right knee. Drawing the knee back into the center. Now, one of the things that I like to do in class sometimes is to actually take a supine or a reclined version of our tree pose, and it's an interesting experience because it takes that balance element out of your tree pose. You do the same thing with the foot, bring it onto the inside of the left thigh, and then bring some awareness into your pelvis. You can feel that your hips want to start to shift toward the right side to compensate for your hips being tight, but try to keep the lower back flat. Maybe press the left palm into the front of the left hip. Take an exhale. Think about letting the knee relax out to the side. Feel that opening in the inside of the hip. You can either stay here or maybe take the arms up above. Let's draw the hands down into the heart. Draw the right knee up, and then the left knee up. We're going to take our strap once again, this time working on both legs at the same time. Lasso the ball of the foot. Extend the feet up to the ceiling. Just getting a little hamstring stretch to start out with. We'll take an inhale, slide the feet out nice and wide. Gently draw the legs toward you with the strap. And then exhale, slide the feet together. Deepen that hamstring open, reach up through the heels. Inhaling, opening the feet. A little bit of pressure, drawing the feet toward you. And once again, drawing the feet together. And drawing the strap toward you. Now, bending the knees, we'll release the strap, placing it off to the side, dropping the hands down onto the mat. We'll inhale, sending the legs up to the ceiling, opening the legs, bending the toes back. Now, bringing the legs together. I'm going to start out by crossing my right leg over my left leg, coming into eagle legs, our Garndasana pose. We're going to cross the knees and then try to cross the right foot all the way behind the left calf. Untwisting the legs, opening up to the sides. We'll come back to the center and switch. Left knee crosses on top. Try to loop the foot behind the right calf. And then draw the knees in toward your chest. Releasing on your inhale, untwisting, opening. Exhale, come back to center. Right knee on top. Twist the right foot behind the left calf. Draw the knees together. Opening, untwisting on your inhale. Exhale, drawing the legs together, twisting. Pull the left knee toward the chest. Then we'll open one more time. Exhale, drawing the legs together. Pulling knees into your chest. Now let's drop the left sole of the foot down onto the floor. Draw the right knee into the chest. We're going to take the left ankle, cross it on top, take the right ankle, cross it on top of the left thigh. We're going to draw the legs in toward the chest. Bring the hands through so that you're holding onto the back of the left thigh. And then just gently, using the right elbow to nudge the right thigh out to the side. And that's going to help to deepen that rotation down into the hip. Now, like I've mentioned a couple other times, we want to protect the knee joint by flexing the toes back, keeping the calf muscles and the muscles along the front of the shin bone active. That's going to keep any twisting out of the knee. Let's take an inhale, straighten the left leg, reach the left heel up to the ceiling. Draw the legs a bit closer by using your arm strength. Next, exhale, bend the left knee, draw the legs closer. Let's take an exhale. Settle the left sole of the foot down onto the floor. We're going to take the right leg, cross it all the way over the top of the left leg, draw the knees into your chest, and then take your hands, slide them down until you're holding onto your feet. Take a hold of the feet, try to open them out to the sides as you draw the legs back, as you draw the knees toward your chest. This is a reclined version of Gomukhasana, our cow face pose, which usually has that corresponding shoulder stretch. But this is a nice way to do it, especially if your hips are a little bit tighter and it's uncomfortable for you to come into this pose sitting on the floor trying to rearrange your feet so that you can sit here, maybe putting a blanket under the legs. This is a nice version because you're really adjusting the stretch to your level of flexibility by pulling on the feet as much or as little as you need to. And let's slowly release the feet, lower the legs back down to the floor. I'm going to take the right knee into my chest, straighten the left leg all the way out. I'm going to come into a half happy baby pose. Right arm comes to the inside of the right leg. I'm either going to hold on to my calf, my ankle, or the arch of my foot. Draw the heel up to the ceiling so that my heel is directly above my knee. And I'm using my arm to pull down. The knee is out toward the side of the body, so if I was really flexible, I would be able to draw my knee straight down and touch it to the outside of my mat. I've got a couple more years of practicing yoga before I'm going to be able to do that. But that's the intention that you're going for. That's that line of energy you're trying to create. If you feel your left hip starting to peel up off the floor, take your left hand, press it into the front of the left pelvis. We'll take one more deep breath here, keeping that pressure down with the arm, holding that foot in. Now I'm taking a hold of the right ankle. I'm going to draw the left knee in, take a hold of the left ankle. Join the soles of the feet. Come into the lifted Baddha Konasana. And we're going to lift the head and the chest. Maybe slide the hands, hold on to the outer edges of the feet, and then work on pressing the knees away from you. Let's take one more deep breath. Draw the knees back into the chest. And then you can either maybe take a Shavasana after this because we've opened up the hips so well. Obviously our sequence was very relaxing. We put Bella to sleep. So I hope that helps to open up your hips. And if you want to do a little bit more hip opening, you can look at my standing, seated, or prone hip opening sequences as well. Namaste.